Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Fourth and Mile podcast, Season 2 NFL episode. That's Nicholas Elliott. I'm JD Zaza, and Week 2 just concluded with multiple great games, and we're on to Week 3. Nicholas, how are you doing today?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right.
Doing all right? All right, so quick NFL recap. Let's start. We'll do a Week 2 recap, and then we'll get into Week 3. There were a lot of good games this week. Really started on Sunday because the Thursday night game was pretty much a Packer coronation. A Packer coronation that Green Bay is probably going to be one of, if not the best team in the NFC this year.
Yep. There's they dominated the Commanders. Commanders really had no answer all game until the fourth quarter, really, until when they got in the end zone.
And then we can bring this up as well. Jaden Daniels is going to be probably out for a little bit with an injury. He's not the only one. There's multiple other quarterbacks going down this week. It was a bad week it was a bad week for some teams because their quarterbacks might be out for a while. Especially one of the best in the AFC.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels is questionable.
Okay, he's questionable.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was out or questionable.
Yeah, ESPN thinks he'll return this weekend, so we'll see.
All right. So, Nicholas, where do you want to start on Sunday?
How about the Bengals-Jags?
Bengals-Jaguars. So let's get the biggest thing out of the way. Before we talk about the game, we got to talk about the Joe Burrow thing. He has to get surgery and will be out for 3 months. Absolutely brutal. For Jamar Chase fantasy owners, for me, who's a Joe Burrow fantasy owner, and Bengals fans everywhere.
Yep. Bengals fans, you started
absolutely brutal. Again, it happened. It happened again. Joe Burrow's hurt again.
Bengals fans, you started 2-0, but at what cost?
Yep, and it comes down to offensive line again. You got to protect them.
Did you see that controversy pass interference that was called? What did you think about that?
I did not see the controversial PI.
I'm trying to think of when it was. I think it was on Travis Hunter towards the end of the game.
Toward the end of the game?
Here it is. It was a pass incomplete to Andre Isavas. Yeah, and Travis Hunter. It was a 25-yard penalty.
Yeah, okay.
Apparently, I didn't really see the clip of it, but didn't really look like it was. Apparently, it was not pass interference, but they called it. But
okay,
you know what?
I didn't watch a ton of this game because it was just on Red Zone whenever that came up. Did you watch most of it?
Yeah, I had Red Zone on, so I watched mostly every time.
What were your? I thought the Jaguars should have had this game.
Yeah, it seemed like they did. I mean, Trevor Lawrence 2 interceptions. I mean, that's Jake Browning had 3 interceptions when he came in. I mean, it seems like they had control. And
the good news for the Bengals is Jake Browning is actually a really good backup.
Yeah,
he came in a few years ago. Is the Bengals defense fine, or is it just Jacksonville mistakes, you'd say?
I think it was Jacksonville mistakes because they had so many chances to put the game away and they just couldn't. Like, they were gifted multiple chances to put it out. But I mean, if you're a Bengals fan, you're at least happy because you're 3-0. But now, I mean, you 2-0. You can actually move to 3-0 because, I mean,
but again, it's backup. But at what cost?
Yeah,
maybe your season, your playoff chances, possible.
Yeah, the schedule gets. It'll be pretty tough.
I mean, you still got the North. Still got the North, and then whoever you play in the NFC. Which
they play the NFC North.
Oh, so this could be a rough season for Bengals.
Well, they play the Vikings this weekend, which will be battle of backups. Carson Wentz versus
Jake Browning.
Yeah, so they could sneak away with that one but I just want to see the Bengals. Like Brian Thomas apparently had dropped a good bit of passes.
Yeah,
Like,
Brian Thomas has not been good in my fantasy league.
but it seems like Liam Cohen has been like a pretty solid coach, though. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he's looked really good. Like the offense of Jacksonville's not been the problem.
no,
When they get in their own way, that's the problem.
mm-hmm.
And they're not as bad. I mean, they're going to be probably in the running for the South.
They're going to be in the running for the South because the Texans just. We'll get into that game in a little bit, but it's like they just can't get out of their own footsteps.
They have the same problems as Cincinnati. No offensive line.
Yeah.
If they have they're deep. I mean, we'll get into that later. So we'll talk about the Texans later. But any final thoughts on this game?
I mean, I'm just glad the Bengals are finally 2-0, but at what cost? I mean, I feel bad for them, but I mean, Jake Browning, he's played a good bit these past couple of years, and he's actually been like serviceable. I mean, if you're a Jamar Chase owner, that just means he'll probably end up getting more touches because I mean,
or T. Higgins. Higgins was a big benefactor the last time Browning came in for a while.
Yeah, if you're a backup, what do? You get your ball to your best players, and they got really like 3 to 4 guys they can get the ball to.
All right, let's get into both of our teams since that will kind of end the noon slate of games.
I mean, we can do
the game that you wanted to discuss along with our
one more before our two teams. The Patriots and Dolphins game was kind of that was just an ugly game.
Patriots win for the first time in a long time in Miami.
Yeah.
That's big. Mike Vrabel gets his first win as Patriots head coach. And I saw a video of the locker room after.
Yeah.
You can tell that they love that guy. Like he's tough, but he really cares for his players.
Yeah, I mean
the Patriots made more plays in the end. They had that nice kickoff return that really
it was kind of like a carousel. You had the Dolphins had a very nice punt return. And then the immediate kickoff, and then Antonio Gibson house calls.
But then Miami's offense didn't look that bad. They had a few drives there. They got Tyreek Hill involved. They got Tua played fine, and then late in the game, it was the same thing. It's the same thing. He throws a bat. Tua makes a bad read, and Patriots come out of South Florida with a win. So, I mean. It's a circus in Miami, and for Dolphins fans, it might be over by this week.
Yeah, I think the first coach to be fired this year is probably Mike McDaniels. Is probably the favorite.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen probably this Friday. I would not be surprised if it happened this Friday.
If I'm the owner of the team, I fire the GM. I clear house. I fire everyone.
You have to clean house.
Yeah,
you have to clean house. I mean, we'll get into that when that eventually comes out because I think we all know McDaniel's gone. It's just when.
Yeah, Chris Greer needs to go.
Yeah, right. I mean, we'll go into that later. But, yeah, Patriots, big win for the Patriots. Big win for the Patriots. They're trying to probably be a wild card team. And guess what? They're second place in the AFC East.
And Dolphins fans, you probably have – it's probably the biggest spread game probably I've seen in the NFL in quite some time.
It's the biggest spread I've seen in years.
Yeah.
Because usually games, even when when a good team against a bad team, it's usually by 10 or 9.5. This is 13.5.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that game when we get into the week 3 previews, but we got to finish up week 2. So do you want to start with your team or my team first?
We'll get the Saints out of the way.
Saints out of the way. All right. So the Saints lost to the 49ers. 49ers started quarterback Mac Jones for the injured Brock Purdy, and that he played great. That's the genius of Kyle Shanahan. And we were talking about it right before we went on the podcast that Shanahan this is the reason why he's paid top dollar.
He's a demon. QB
he can
demon.
make any quarterback look pretty good. His offense. Mac Jones was efficient. He threw on target. He could read defenses. And that's all the 49ers needed to win. And Robert Saleh San Francisco is very happy that Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets so they could get back Robert Saleh because he has done wonders with that defense after losing multiple key pieces, including Hufanga and Greenlaw.
Trying to find. I mean, the Saints continue to not look bad.
Yeah, and the big takeaway for the Saints is you're not terrible. You're not the worst team in the NFL. Not by a long shot. Saints almost beat 49ers and the Cardinals. Two teams that should be in the running for wild card space.
By one position.
Division titles. That's not a bad showing for the Saints. Kellen Moore, he's getting good play out of his players. Spencer Rattler has not been playing bad. Alvin Kamara's been playing good. Olave's been playing good.
I think it's just inexperience. There's just not a lot of experience.
They're in an obvious rebuild, but again, there's so many worse scenarios the Saints could be in. This year, they kind of knew that, look, this year might be rough, but just don't be terrible. And I think that's what you're going to get. You're not going to be terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, as a Saints fan, what are your takes on the team so far after 2 weeks?
They're just not experienced. Not enough winning experience on the team. I mean, you have a Super Bowl winning coordinator, but that's not a head coach. But he's young, improving. I mean, team looks a lot better. I mean, the defense looks decent. There's just a couple plays at the end of the game that they just can't.
And I think as the year goes on, they're going to find out. They're going to win some. They're going to find out and win a game that they probably shouldn't. I think they could beat someone pretty good.
Well, there was a big fumble in the game by Alvin Kamara. He caught a ball on top of his helmet and stayed in. He held on to it, and then by the time Fred Warner hit him and then fell out. Yeah. But I mean. So Fred Warner's this is a crazy Fred Warner stat that I found on Twitter from a Niners fan. So Fred Warner has 9 forced fumbles since the start of the 2023 season.
Sheesh.
So in Alvin Kamara's career, he has 7 fumbles, and 4 of them are against the Niners.
Wow. Yeah. So 49ers know how to get the ball out of Alvin Kamara's hands.
Yeah.
Again, not much. Not a bad showing by the Saints.
No, I mean, kicker Blake Grupe's kind of been inconsistent.
They're one of the teams coming out of this week where it's they lost, but they played pretty good. It's kind of like me last week with the Cowboys, where it's they lost to Philly, but it looked really good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
And it's not like the Saints. Everybody was looking for kicker to be the bright spot, and that's Dalek Earl Wink. We've missed 2 below under 40 yards kicks. And then I don't know, man. I just like where the Saints. Did you see they traded for Jalen Polk?
I did, because I mean they didn't give up much. They gave up a 7th round pick. They gave up a 6th round pick, and they got Jalen Polk, a guy who could be in a new scenario. Another receiver.
He'll be back. He'll be there next. That's how you know you're going for a repeat.
He was pretty solid at Washington in college. So why not? I mean, Kellen Moore could get him involved in some way. It's a low risk, high reward type move.
Then again, he was drafted in the 2nd round, but he's going to be out for this whole season, so you won't get.
I think that thing comes down to the Patriots. In the final years of Belichick, they were a god-awful drafting team.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the players drafted in the 1st and 2nd round in the final few years of Belichick are still with the team.
Cole Strange being a 1st-round pick.
Yeah, I think the best pick they had in the final years was Christian Gonzalez, obviously, and then Christian Barmore.
Yeah.
Those have been the 2 best picks they've had in a while, but they've missed a lot.
When you get a 6th round, when you trade a 6th round for a guy who was picked in 2024 for a 2nd round, for a guy who was picked in the 2nd round in 2024, it's pretty good value. But You won't see if the return on it for next year.
It's not a terrible team. It's not a terrible trade for the Saints. I kind of like it.
It's a rebuild. That's how you know you're rebuilding. But let's get into the game of the week.
Arguably, again, we had another game of the year contender.
Yeah.
The Giants and the Cowboys. Who would have thought that this game would be a game of the year? Not me. I expected Dallas to probably beat New York by 14. Kind of what I was expecting. I was expecting 28-14 Dallas.
Well, at least it wasn't a draw.
What it turned out to be? A shootout. Russell Wilson had 450 yards of passing. 50 passing yards. Dak Prescott also had himself a really nice day. The Cowboys defense is terrible. It's terrible. Their secondary is way worse than I thought it would be. Like, I knew it would be bad.
You need Duran Bland back.
Trayvon Diggs is getting burned. Like, no tomorrow. Like, Kyrie Elam, sure. Sure, you brought him in for, like, nothing. Like, their run defense is better. Yay. But your pass defense is terrible. I mean, Good Lord. The Giants carved them up. Russell Wilson had his best game since he was a Seahawk. Like, by far his best game. The only reason the Cowboys won this game is because they have a weapon. They have one of the best players in the NFL on their team. And his name is Birmingham Stallions legend Brandon Aubrey. The only reason they won this game. They scored a touchdown with about 40 seconds left in the game. They're up by 4. So even if the Giants drive down, they still got to score a touchdown. As a Cowboys fan, you're like, okay, this was way closer than it should have been, but a win's a win. We got out. Then Russell Wilson throws a moon ball up to Malik Neighbors and Kyrie Elam and Trayvon Diggs, who are both in zone coverage, or the one time they actually played man, even though zone. Either or, got burned by Malik Neighbors. Even with Malik Neighbors' vision like this, basically, he still caught the ball.
Yeah.
He still caught the ball. Giants go up by 3, and every Cowboy fan in that stadium is going,
here we go again.
Oh my gosh, we have another terrible loss for the Cowboys. It's the same script over and over.
Especially at home.
Give credit to Dak Prescott on the offense. They got into range. Dak Prescott almost got picked off, but then found Ferguson right in the middle of the start at the 50-yard line. Then they ran the ball one time and decided, you know what? 64 yards. Yep, that's good. We don't need to get it closer. 64 is fine, and we're gonna tie this game.
That was right down the middle. It's good for my 75.
If this was any other team, Giants win. Giants win for the first time since 2016, since Dak's rookie year. They beat the Cowboys for the first time since 2016. But the Cowboys have the best kicker in the league by far, Brandon Aubrey, who nailed that thing and probably would have been good from 60 yards.
I think there was like a stat where it was like teams that was like field goal. It was like the field goals made at like over 55 yards or something, and the Giants, every kicker is made a field goal over 55 yards. And I think I was trying to see what it was. It was a funny stat. But like, how do you feel now about the Cowboys? Like,
let's get into overtime. Both teams stall on the first drive, and then Russell Wilson on the first drive, and then Russell Wilson throws his one bad pass of the day, which is a arm punt. He threw an arm punt, and then finally, Dallas was able to get it, and the chip shot rains. Aubrey kicks it in. They win the game. The good and bad news from this game. The good news: Dak Prescott looked really good. Looked really good. And the run game's been surprisingly pretty solid this year. Javonte Williams looks like Broncos Javonte Williams.
He looks good.
That's been a massive surprise for me. CeeDee Lamb obviously looks really good. George Pickens had a few really nice plays, including his first touchdown to I thought take the lead, but then the Giants throw that move like neighbors. George Pickens looked pretty good. Tolbert looked fine. The offensive line was really good. The only issue with that is Cooper Beebe, our second round center from last year that we picked up from Kansas State. He's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks.
That's
so that's going to suck.
Here's the stat.
And then everything bad, the defense.
Yeah.
And you know what they did? They decided to let's go get Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
A dollar store version of Michael Parsons. So
do you want that or no?
Oh, we needed it. Dallas needed it badly. Like, I'm not saying I'm not grateful for him, but it's not going to help.
No. It could help. Maybe 1 sack a game.
Just pressure. Honestly,
yeah.
Just pressure.
Here we go. The Giants, 60-yard field goals in the fourth quarter as time expires. All time since 2017. Versus the New York Giants, 3 for 3. Versus the rest of the NFL, 3 for 41.
We'll go into the rest of the games pretty quickly because we gotta get to week 3. But there's one other game just this entire week that I want to talk about because the other games I can kind of skim through.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
How about
the game I want to talk about was a noon game actually, and I totally forgot about it. Chicago and Detroit.
Oh yeah. That
was ugly. Oh boy, Chicago. Oh boy. This might be another long season because Caleb Williams
might feel worse than the Saints.
I never thought I'd say that, but the one positive from this game for Chicago was Romo Dunze.
Yeah.
He played really good. Caleb Williams, he has no time.
His offensive line.
And then he tries to make hero ball. Ben Johnson just needs him to throw on time like Jared Goff. He doesn't throw on time.
His offensive line has gotten worse than it was last year.
And Detroit, after getting beat by the Packers, came out and said, all right, let's take all our frustration on the freaking Bears. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a great game. Jahmyr Gibbs had a great game. Jameson Williams had a great game. Jared Goff had a great game. David Montgomery had a great game. Just go down the list.
Perfect get
Ryan
back.
Branch had a really good game. Terrion Arnold had a good game. I mean, it was a field day. And my take on it is the Packers are really good. Detroit's also really good. Chicago might be in deep crap.
So I saw this exercise on another show. So would you rather be the 0-2 Chiefs or would you rather be like one of the 2-0 teams right now? Would you rather be like the Bengals or like the Colts who are both 2-0, but they're kind of like, eh.
I'd still take the 0-2 Chiefs.
Yeah, that's where I was on that.
I mean, yeah, the Chiefs are not. I mean, they're not great, but they win against really good teams. I think.
What do you think of the ending in Indianapolis?
Oh gosh, leverage.
Yeah,
I think Denver fans will never. I think Denver fans are gonna.
Well,
that's. I mean, I'm not really gonna say like that wasn't the only reason they lost. Bo Nix played terrible.
Yeah,
he played terrible against Indianapolis.
He had one interception.
Indianapolis, look at Indianapolis go. Everyone knew they had the talent. It's just Daniel Jones is playing point guard. He's playing distributor.
23 of 34.
Read the defense. And
23 of 34, 316 yards. Jonathan Taylor, 25 carries, 165 yards.
They don't punt.
Tyler Warren has been playing really good.
Yeah, and this was against the Broncos defense, arguably the best defense in the NFL. I mean,
a thing about so after that, the leverage call was actually a call that Sean Payton called. He called that play, and I guess they ran it to perfection, but it was leverage. It was like it was a play they used to run out of the Saints for the block kicks and stuff. But
Again, that's one of the most bizarre
yeah.
endings to a game, and we say that almost like every week, but it's true.
All right, and then we got a Super Bowl rematch.
This one
was very
boring.
It was a snooze fest. No offense.
The only big play of the game was Travis Kelce dropping a pass that got picked in the end zone. That was about it.
The Mahomes, he missed a wide open pass to Thornton, and then they scored in like 3 plays later, but it was like way too late on time because they didn't have any timeouts left. So I mean,
Devontae Smith had the ice game. AJ Brown has not been anywhere. Where's AJ Brown been? It's really been.
It's really just been their pat. They haven't passed the ball at all.
Like the Eagles' offense will be fine still, but you can tell their coordinators trying to just figure out what works at this point.
And the Chiefs just don't have receivers right now.
Yeah,
just Mahomes trying to play.
They'll probably go give Miami a ring. See what Tyreek's doing. Next game, Sunday Night Football. Well, I did not watch this game. I was doing I had 3 assignments due for my homework, so I was at the library. What I heard is I didn't know anything.
Before we move on, we should talk about the tush push.
Oh, you want to talk about the tush push?
There needs to be something needs to happen to it because it's getting to the point.
Let's make it quick.
It's getting to the point now where they just don't call penalties on it. Like you'll never see an offensive penalty whenever they do it, and they're always either false starting or something. And it's just
no one's been able to stop it. You just need a certain type of player to stop it, and even then, it's not going to work every time. There's only been one team that's efficiently stopped it, and it's Tampa Bay with Vita.
You gotta perfectly time the snap because every time it seems like the right guard and left guard are jumping early.
If people wanted it to get banned, then they should have voted on it.
Yeah.
They didn't vote on it. I don't feel bad for the Eagles using the tush push because if the owners wanted it banned, they would have banned it.
And
no.
And on that Falcons game, it really was another snooze fest because it was the Falcons. They just ran it down.
Defense might be pretty good. That might be pretty good.
I think it was more so the Vikings.
You think it's more so the Vikings?
Yeah.
I'll give you this one because I was at the library doing homework.
That game was a snooze. You didn't get a touchdown until the last 4 minutes of the game. It was just kickoff fest. They ran it. Bijan had a great game on the ground.
That's solid.
Every time they would move, the Vikings would do something on offense. They would just stall. Like JJ would throw a bad pass, or they would just waste too much time in the pocket and get sacked.
Right.
They're also just not getting the ball to their best players. Like Justin Jefferson is one of the best receivers in the league. I feel like the Vikings might be better off just letting JJ heal from his ankle injury and be better off with Carson Wentz, in my opinion. Maybe. They may have made a bad decision in letting Sam Darnold walk.
We'll see. There's still a lot of time, and he's young, but
he's young, but he doesn't. His passing is very. He's just him tearing his Achilles last year did not help him one bit at all in his progression. Hopefully, he can turn it around because it'll be a great story to. But
Monday Night Football. My big takeaway from the Bucs Texans game is both teams have not so great offensive lines at all.
But the Bucs offensive line is at least much better because they're running.
Yeah, they went against Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter and Sheldon Rankins, who is a monster.
Their rushing attack, they had 169 yards on the ground. They're averaging 5 yards a carry.
I feel so bad for the Texans defense.
Yeah, they played amazing.
They are so good. That is a insanely good defense.
Yeah,
every level is good. Edge rushers, defensive tackles, linebackers, everything.
Yeah. And how about the Texans? They would get in the red zone and then they would just stall out. They had to put 3 plays from the 1 yard line, couldn't score.
It's offensive line. It all comes
And
down to
Nick Chubb scored that touchdown. And then they couldn't. You needed that 2-point conversion, like you needed it bad, and just couldn't get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the Charger, I mean, I don't know if I'm. I feel good about the Bucks though because they're like 8-0 in their last they started 2-0 their last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
The Texans, on the other hand, their offense is still kind of out of sorts. I mean, the offensive line is terrible. And whenever what I don't get is when your offensive line sucks, why do offensive coordinators call play action when your offensive line can't block for that long?
I don't know. I mean,
I think that's something like the dumbest.
Guess what? They got Nick Chubb involved. Nick Chubb has been looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't. Again, Texans need. It's the
they
biggest.
They couldn't run the ball at all that whole
game. The biggest what if. Like, what if they had an offensive line? How good would that team be?
Yeah. And their receiving core is just all Iowa State guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. And then the Chargers are good.
Chargers are good. Their defense is really good.
Raiders, kind of what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, Raiders are going to be the last place team in the AFC West, but they're going to be a tough team to beat.
Yeah, that still wasn't an easy game for the
Chargers. Like Raiders they need 1 or 2 more, maybe 2 or 3 more pieces to compete, but they're not going to be a team to take lightly. If any team takes them lightly, they're going to lose. Like they're a well coached team. It's just, again, Chargers just better football team this year.
Yeah, all right. Do you want to get into week 3 preview?
All right, let's do it.
All right, we can just quickly preview each game if you want.
Yeah, let's go through it. What is the big game of the week this week? I have not looked.
Look at matchups. Rams and Eagles could be.
Okay.
Rams and Eagles, Broncos, Chargers could be.
That will be big.
Ravens and Lions.
All right.
Monday night. That's on Monday night though.
All right, let's go through it. Let's just go through and see what we got.
All right, we'll start on Thursday. We'll just go in order of each of the games. Right. Dolphins heading up to Buffalo. At least it's not in the cold time, but Dolphins are on life support, and they're going to a team that owns them right now. So Bills are 2-0. They had a pretty dominating win over the Jets. James Cook had a massive day.
Yep,
I think they'll continue.
Even with a bloody nose still.
Yeah. I think they'll continue. They'll stay on the ground with James Cook. I think they're going to get up.
If Buffalo takes this lightly, they will lose.
Yeah.
I think they know. I think they know that you cannot take any team in the NFL not serious. You've got to bring your A game for every team.
I think Tua will still have like a big game.
What?
I think Tua will still have a good game, but
I still think that because the secondary for Buffalo is not great.
No.
But again, it's in Buffalo, so I think eventually Buffalo will wear them down. But if Buffalo, the only way I see Buffalo losing this game is if injuries happen, or knock on wood, that doesn't happen, or B, they don't take them seriously. Those are the only 2 ways I see Buffalo.
I think they could take them not seriously and still win just because of how bad the Dolphins' defense is.
I don't think so. There's no team in the NFL you can take.
Their defense is just so bad. You could play kind of like a beat.
Yeah, maybe you're right, but it's the NFL.
Yeah,
NFL.
I mean we both agree the Bills will win that game. Here's where the slate gets interesting on Sunday. There's a lot of games that could be toss-up games. Starting at noon? Yeah, starting at noon. Bengals heading into Minnesota. Both teams will be backup QBs, which could be a very interesting game. Which backup QB / defense do you trust more? Yeah, right now the Vikings are favored, but I think I might. I'm going with the Vikings. I think Vikings win this game. I think Carson Wentz will be kind of, if he's just what he was if he's just
sits back there and doesn't make mistakes, I think Minnesota wins this game just by defense.
If you're a backup QB, you get the ball to your stars. He's gonna probably feed Justin Jefferson as he should.
Oh, yeah,
he needs to.
Yeah. I think I got Minnesota winning this game because I think Flores will confuse Browning enough to at least make a mistake or two.
Yeah.
And I think that will be the key difference in a low scoring. Actually, no. I think it will be like
20-17 or something.
20-17. Yeah. I'm not expecting it to be terrible football, but I'm not expecting it to be great football either.
I'm going to take the Bengals. I don't know why. I just don't like the Vikings this year. They're kind of Yeah. All right. Another noon game. This could be an interesting one as well in Foxborough. Steelers coming off of a bad loss, taking on the Patriots. The Steelers defense is like usually it's like one of the most reliable units in football, and now it's like bad.
They're
like
the most expensive defense in the NFL, and that's what
bad. 31 points.
Look, the Seahawks aren't a bad offense, but the Jets one, that's inexcusable. Like, I don't know.
It just seemed like every time I was looking up.
It feels like a Steelers bounce back, though. It feels like a game where Steelers will win by like 28-14.
Rodgers has been pretty good.
But Drake may – the Steelers' defense might
just be bad. I don't know.
Bad. I think Pittsburgh wins 28-21. It'll be close, but I think Rodgers will make a play late to DK Metcalf, and then May will get sacked. A crucial time sacked by TJ Watt will happen.
They need this game because next week they go to Dublin. I mean, these are games they need to go on like a 4-game win streak this week. This stretch.
Pittsburgh or
they have Patriots, Vikings, Browns, and Bengals. Like if they need to go on a 3 to 4 game win streak. Because then after that, you play Packers, Colts, Chargers.
This is the stretch where Pittsburgh needs to win these games.
Yeah, because back half of the season there's 3 games.
The rest of the North.
Like the last month of the season is when they play.
There are 2 matchups with Baltimore in the later half, right?
Yeah, it's in December, and then they play the Bills on Thanksgiving week.
Yeesh. All right.
Or
I got Steelers, but I would love to see the Patriots win this one.
Yeah, I got the Steelers. All right. Danny Dimes heads in the Music City.
AFC South matchup, Cam Ward versus Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Do the Colts stay undefeated or not? My prediction is yes. Indiana Jones will be 3-0.
I'm surprised fans haven't been dressing like Indiana Jones in the stadium yet.
The Colts have been one of the most efficient offenses this year because they have weapons. They've had weapons for a while. It's just no one's really been able to distribute it. Daniel Jones is exactly what the Colts need. And Titans are in a rebuild and a badly coached team. Cam Ward will make a nice play or two because he's really good. But Titans need to fire their coach. Like
their offensive line is bad.
He's the other guy. Callahan's the other guy that I think could be gone quick with McDaniel.
Their offensive line is just so bad.
Yeah, J.C. Latham's been out for a little bit to start the year, and he's probably their best offensive lineman.
Yeah, I got the Colts. Here's where it gets interesting. Another AFC South matchup. Texans and Jaguars in Jacksonville.
In Duval. Texans need this win. They need this win bad.
Right now, the Jags are favored by 2 point or 1.5. It's practically a coin toss game.
Practically a coin toss. And these games are hard to predict because they're divisional games. You saw it with Cowboys Giants. You have no idea what the heck's going to happen in division games.
I think this could be like the highest scoring game of the day or something.
I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. I think I got Houston winning this game. Houston needs him more than Jacksonville, and also their defense is going to.
I think Jags are going to win
It
this
all
game.
depends on which two edge rushers are going to be, because these are two of the best edge rushing duos in the NFL. You got Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker on one side, up against Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. I mean, good lord. And these offensive lines are both not great. But I think Houston needs this win way more than Jacksonville does. Personally. So I'm going to go with the Texans to squeak out a division win in Duval.
Yeah, I think the Jags are going to win this game.
Why is that?
I think it's just a get-right game for Jaguar. I mean, it's both a get-right game, but trust Liam Cohen right now. I feel like I like D'Amico Ryans, but it feels like he doesn't coach with much urgency.
Yeah.
Late in the game, I guess the time management late in the game there was kind of brutal because, like, honestly, you can't let them. I mean, you don't want the clock to run out because, I mean, you kind of want to play both sides here. You want to if they get within like the 10-yard line, you want to call a timeout so you still have like 20-something seconds. But he let it go all the way down to like 9, or they let Tampa dictate the clock and let it just bring it down to 9 seconds. When they're at like the 5-yard line, it's like, look, because they're probably going to punch it in. So, like, why don't you call a timeout and give your team a chance to go down and kick a field goal? Like,
that's fair. All right, what's the next game?
All right, next game is NFC South division game. Falcons visiting Charlotte.
Falcons against Carolina.
Bryce Young actually looked really good last weekend.
Yeah, but
his day
is that more so the Cardinals just not being a fourth quarter team? Is this the second game where they almost blew another lead?
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, the Panthers really don't call any plays to help Bryce because towards the end of the game, you can look. There were plays called. They were not calling anything underneath.
Xavier Legette might be a bust.
They were not calling anything underneath for Bryce on that last drive when they were trying to go deep and then he has no offensive line. I think the Falcons will go in there and roll, even though the Panthers beat them last year. So it could be.
I think Atlanta should win this game. They have the edge rushing presence. They have the weapons. They have
their defense. The Falcons' defense is good.
But this is Atlanta. This is Atlanta.
And a bad coach team still.
This is Atlanta. And they lose a few games a year where it just doesn't seem right. So this is one of those that I'm like, they got off a massive win on Sunday Night Football. They're undefeated. I think they're going to walk right into a trap. I got Carolina. I think Bryce Young's going to, and Ted McMillan are going to torch that secondary.
I agree. I think the Falcons are going to win this game.
I would not be.
Their pass rush is really good.
Falcons should win this game. They should win this game.
James Pierce has looked pretty solid.
Yeah, both of them been pretty good. Jalen Walker and Pierce.
All right. This is probably the noon game of the day. NFC Championship rematch. Rams heading into Philly.
That was really an NFC Championship?
Yes, I believe so, yeah. Yeah, it should, because...
No, I remember they played a snow game.
Yeah, it wasn't like...
Snow game. No, that can't be the NFC Championship.
It was the NFC Championship game.
It was?
Yeah.
You looked it up?
I just remember it. Because the Eagles took out the Packers. The Eagles took out the Packers in the playoffs. The Rams took out like the Lions.
No, they played the Commanders. It was the Commanders.
Oh, yeah, it was the Commanders.
They did play in the division.
They did play the Rams. They played in the divisional, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I knew it was a playoff rematch, though, because it was a close game.
Yeah.
Either way, these are two of the
top teams in the NFC.
Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay have been pretty solid so far. I mean, they beat the Texans, they beat the Chargers. I mean, not the Chargers, the Titans, which was pretty easy. But heading into Philly, if I'm the Eagles, even though you've been winning the games not pretty without airing it out, you need to get the passing game going. I don't care.
Yeah, you have to get the passing game
Especially
going.
against this front. I mean, the Rams front seven is very good.
Yeah, they got one of the best young edge rushers in the league with Jared Verse. Braden Fisk has also been really good. Byron Young's been really good for them. This is a game where I think experience matters, especially on the play calling side. This is going to come down to a late drive by each offense, and I think experience gets the better of gets
You
the
think the
better.
Eagles are going to lose in the link?
I think they lose in the link.
Wow.
I think they're going to lose. I think the Rams are one of only a few teams that can legitimately compete with Philly in the NFC. I think that play calling is and coaching are two of the biggest factors in this game, and I trust McVay more in coaching and play calling. I think McVay's the best coaching football. So I'm going to go with the Rams, upsetting Philly in the link. The only thing that could really throw a wrench in this game is Matthew Stafford's health. And that's really the entirety of the Rams offense. If Stafford's hurt, then you're going with Jimmy G against Philly in the link. So that could be a problem. But you know what? I'm going to roll with the Rams.
This is what the Rams' key to victory is: get off to the lead early, because if you can force Philly to not have to rely on Saquon, if you can force them to get off what they've been doing, their A game, and have to use Jalen Hurts' arm.
I actually don't like that. I'd rather them run the ball. I don't love the Rams secondary against Philly's weapons.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you can get Philly up ahead, not Philly up ahead, but if you can get ahead as the Rams, you can force Philly to kind of be one-dimensional.
The Rams can win this game if they make it a shootout. So if they come out and score, and they ask Philly to catch up, then that's where I think they could catch them.
Yeah.
So I think what time's that game? 4:25?
That's noon.
That's noon. Wow. Okay. All right. Next
game. Still on the noon slate. There's a lot of noon games this week for some reason.
Jeez.
Does Aaron Glenn get a first win in Tampa?
No. Quick and easy. No.
Yeah, the Bucs continue to win. I've always said Todd Bowles may not be the best coach. He may not even be a good coach.
They did a big injury news today with one of their edge rushers being out the year with the torn pec. That does hurt.
Yeah.
But I think I like the Bucs way more than I do, especially at home against the Jets. Tampa Bay
could be back for
Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay remains undefeated. Next,
I got Tampa Bay.
Yep.
All right, Raiders heading into Commanders. Ooh. This could actually be a frisky game because I could see the Raiders offense having a lot of success.
And Jaden Daniels is questionable.
Yeah, I think he'll play, but I mean,
he hasn't been looking great this year.
No.
I mean, look, it's early, but still. This is a game where I think.
Give me the Commanders still, but I don't really trust it.
I'm going with the Raiders. They bounce back.
I think this is probably a coin flip game.
I don't see Pete Carroll lose 2 games in a row, especially especially against a quarterback that is probably hurt. Even if Daniels thinks he's going to be hurt, I think Crosby could eat. But I've got the Raiders. I think they're gonna slow the game down, and Pete Carroll is not going to lose 2 in a row.
All right. We can move on to this game quickly. Packers, Cleveland. How many games do you think they'll go before they'll start Dylan Gabriel or Shador? Their defense is good.
2 or 3 more.
The Browns' defense is good. This is their offense is lifeless.
That's the problem. Quick and easy, Packers. They're a
Packers
juggernaut.
domination.
Cleveland is bad.
All right.
Really quick, Packers.
3:05 slate. The Saints head into Seattle. Could be an interesting game. The Saints will probably lose, but it'll be by one possession.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, Seattle's defense is pretty good. Not as good as I thought it would be this year, but
be interested to see how Spencer Rattler looks on the road.
New Orleans, Spencer Rattler and Lumen. I don't love that combination. Seattle.
Yeah, no.
Seattle by 10.
Saints will lose.
I got Seattle by 10.
I think the Saints will lose by 7 or 6.
All right.
One possession losses keep us going. All right, 3:05. This is probably all right. An AFC West matchup: Broncos Chargers.
Oh, probably the two best defenses in football right now.
Yeah,
along with Minnesota and Houston.
Although the Broncos defense hasn't, I feel like a lot of the defenses have come out sluggish.
Oh man. Chargers. I got the Chargers. They've looked way better on offense. Herbert's been playing out of his mind.
Yeah. Quentin Johnson also looks a lot better.
McConkey.
And Allen is good.
I think it'll come down to either the run game or a pass play, and I like the Chargers in both those ways.
I think the Chargers could win that division.
Very well could, but again, there's a long way to go. But right now, I got the Chargers close. Close.
Another interesting game. Cardinals.
Who do you got in that game?
Give me the Broncos.
Where is it?
In LA, so probably be a Broncos takeover.
I mean, yeah. Like it
probably like 70 to 30% fans wise.
Yeah.
All right. Santa Clara. Cardinals and Kyler Murray heading into face off against Mac Jones.
San Francisco.
Yep.
Until their defense decides not to play insane, I don't see them lose. And Mac Jones is efficient. That's all you need to be. And if
Cardinals.
McCorkle Jones, the leader of the 2020 Alabama offense, is Mr. Efficient.
All right, here you go. Probably America's game of the week that nobody wants to see.
For like one of the first times ever, I'm going to actually root for the 49ers.
Yeah, I think the Niners are going to win. America's game of the week that nobody wants to see. Cowboys head into Chicago.
This is going to be a shootout.
I don't know, man.
If Chicago can't get the offense to work against Dallas's defense, then the heads are going to turn quick.
Well, I feel like y'all's defensive line could actually get a couple sacks in this game because their O-line is just a revolving door. They're so bad.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a shootout.
Kenny Clark owns Chicago, man.
I don't like it. Dallas doesn't play good on the road.
You know Chicago is actually favored in this game?
They should be.
Yeah.
They should be. I think they should.
It's like a prime get right spot for those
Chicago needs this. Chicago is in wounded animal mode. They need this bad. If not, there's going to be heads turned.
But this could be
actually, no, I can't really say Pole's job now.
Pole's job could be because their rookies have been kind of bad.
This is Caleb Williams has to play good in this game. Has to play really good in this game. There's a very good chance that Bajan could start.
You guys need this. You guys need this game as well because you have the Packers the week after next.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's going to be brutal.
And then you guys have the Jets. I mean, you guys actually have some winnable games coming up.
But I do think Dallas could really use this win. Chicago needs this win.
Yeah.
But I'm going with
Cowboys
Dallas.
Win.
But I'm going with Dallas.
All right. Here's an interesting game, but this game could be a shootout. Chiefs head into the Big Apple.
Cowboys Bears Americans game of the week?
What's at 3:25 on Fox? So I'm just going to guess it is, but it could be the Cardinals and Niners.
Good Lord.
Cardinals and Niners could be, but you already know it's going to be the Cowboys because Cowboys bring in the most views.
Good Lord, that's a terrible football game to put.
It could be the Cardinals and Niners, but I guess we'll see.
Rams Eagles, that's way better America's game of the week. Good Lord.
They don't flex time zones anymore.
Fox. All right.
Well, it's probably, maybe it'll be Arizona and Niners and
I doubt it. I doubt it because of
two
I
big
doubt
fan
it
bases.
because the Cowboys are a Goliath when it comes to media coverage.
Yeah. You don't even need Sunday Ticket as a Cowboys fan because like 80% of the games are shown.
That's one of the That's like one of only a few positives for actually being a Cowboys fan.
Yeah. All right. Chiefs, Giants. That's another team that could fire their coach soon enough. Is Brian Daboll's probably gone?
I don't think so. They're gonna wait until Jackson Dart they see something from
They
Jackson
need
Dart.
to start him.
Chiefs,
Like I love Russ.
Chiefs will win this game. Chiefs will win this game.
Yeah.
Chiefs should win this game. If they don't win this game, they're gonna make a trade. They're gonna have to make a trade.
All right.
Look, I don't see how Kansas City doesn't win this game. No way.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, they're unless my elite neighbors just goes crazy and the Giants pass rush could.
I don't think Malik goes crazy on Trent McDuffie, one of the most underrated cornerbacks in football.
Giants front seven could get home on Mahomes though.
Yeah,
it's like their only like bright spot of that defense because their defense.
And the good news about that is Chiefs don't have a run game.
No, it's just Mahomes.
It's just Mahomes, and if they just contain Mahomes with Burns and Abdul Carter, then maybe. I mean, again, no overthinking Chiefs.
Yeah, you just go with the Chiefs here and call it a day.
Chiefs and move on.
Lions or Ravens?
Is this Monday Night Football?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's gonna be a good football game.
Probably a high scoring game. Give me the Ravens. The Lions defense, I don't know. I still don't trust it. Trust Derrick Henry more.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Ravens, but
it's in the
again, I'm so worried for the Ravens because I'm so paranoid with the Ravens after Sunday Night Football and the past experience with them. They're the only team that can legitimately beat the Ravens is the Ravens themselves. They're the one team that can beat them. Even if the Packers and Ravens today, who I think the two best teams right now in the NFL are, they played, I think Baltimore wins.
Yeah.
I think Baltimore wins. I think they're the best team in football, but the only team that could beat them is Baltimore. And it happens so many times.
Yeah.
I got Ravens.
Should be another interesting week.
Where is that game anyway? Motor City?
Baltimore?
No, yeah, Baltimore. Yeah, it's going to be another really good week of football. I mean, wow, that's a lot. The noon slate's going to be really fun this week. Wow. Red Zone's going to be rolling this week.
Yeah, a lot of noon games.
Anything else you want to discuss? Or you think we covered everything?
I think we're good.
All right. So that will do it for the Fourth and Mile podcast. For Nicholas Elliott, I'm JD Zazo. We'll be back Thursday with college football. And we'll discuss week 3 and heading into week 4 for that. But until then, have a great one, everyone, and we'll see you then. Peace.
Peace.